Love your work. Thank you. So I'm a teacher at university, and I'm very passionate about my subject matter. And sometimes when I teach, I'm vibrating. I've got a lot of energy anyway, but sometimes I'm just really doing something that I would like to do all the time. And then I think I get in my own way, and I stop it. It's always on the subject matter, but it's not coming from the curriculum as it's given to me. So, for instance, I'm teaching education for environmental sustainability to first-year engineers in Australia at university level, and we teach about resources. And what I'm really teaching about is reference for source. So sometimes I will use the language that you use, that we use here, and then I get, like I said, in my own way sometimes, and I get frightened that I'm doing something against administration, and I would like some guidance on this. And we also teach about vortex. We call it systems concept, and it's all about inputs and outputs and the energy flow between systems. And I feel like when I'm in this instance where it's really flowing through me in a strong manner, I understand that I would be connected to my to source then.
Yes.
My question is, am I also connected to learner's source?
So let's sort this out. You're really going to like this. So first we want to say that since we are talking about universal laws, that there is not a shred of evidence to the contrary of these laws. Next, we would like to say that at this level of instruction that you're offering and the level of understanding that has come and has been put into the curriculum, there is so much harmony with what you are hearing here already, because what works works. It's evident everywhere. In other words, anybody that gets a philosophy going or a science going that is crossways of the laws of the universe doesn't move forward in their understanding. And so it's perfectly logical that both would be right and that they would dovetail together. You know that. You felt that on many occasions. And we are in absolute agreement with you that you are opening to infinite intelligence, and you are streaming consciousness, and you're using the vocabulary, some of what you've received here, but the vocabulary of your background and your science is flowing through you in wonderful ways. Streaming consciousness and discovering even new concepts and your own understanding while it's happening sometimes. Now, sometimes that startles you, and it's an interesting thing to do in public, to be streaming and creating and discovering all at the same time, because that's not usually the role of a teacher. A role of a teacher or an instructor is to get your facts all down, put them into some sort of a way of conveying them, and then convey the facts that you've already discovered or that have already been discovered, mostly not by you. And so to be teaching this leading edge understanding is a little bit unsettling to you, but it must not be. You'll get used to it. You'll get used to it.
Administration will ask me, what are you doing in the room? Because I have extraordinary student feedback. And
before you go there, we want to give you this one more piece, and that is that what's throwing you is not so much that, because when that's happening, it's oh so good and feels so good and is so satisfying and is so right. What's throwing you is then you superimpose response to what you're doing over what you're doing, and that introduces resistance into the equation, and it's like a wheel going very fast and sticking a steel bar into the wheel, and that's what's happening. And that's why you said administration wants to know what you're doing. So tell them you're teaching what you know. Short answers are the best. Don't tell them you're streaming consciousness. They won't get it. Don't tell them you're satisfying the vortex of all of the students in the room. They won't get that either. Just let them know that you're teaching what you know and that it is the most exhilarating subject matter of your life.
Right on. And so when they recently started filming me, do I change what I'm doing to not get kicked out of the system?
Yeah, knock it back a little. Just a little. Knock it back a little.
All right.
Here's the best procedure for conveying information. Don't get too far ahead of the one you're conveying it to, because it causes sort of backlash. It's like sending electricity into a circuit that isn't open, and it can kind of shock you a little bit. So what's happening to you in the classroom is that they're ready for you. The momentum's been building, they've been listening, they're tuned in with you, they are appreciating your approach, they're flowing with you, it's going well, and so until you superimpose some concern, it continues to go well. But when they're filming you for production, it's the reason that Esther does not want to be on television. She wants to hold her own seminars so that if you want to come, you come. But she doesn't want to be asserted into the living rooms of those who aren't ready for it, because she doesn't need to be electrocuted again. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Really good.